Hi, I'm Karen Finch and I'm the CEO of Legally Yours. To celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the Melbourne Women's Fund, I'm incredibly honoured and privileged to be filming a series of 5 videos interviewing the absolutely amazing women involved with the Melbourne Women's Fund. In today's interview, I have MWF Executive Officer Christine Darcas joining me to discuss the foundation of the MWF and how they have increased philanthropic funding through collective giving. Christine, welcome, and thank you so much for
Thank
joining me.
you. Thank you very much for having me.
I am so, as I mentioned, so honoured and privileged to be filming these series with the MWF, and this will be the first one that we will get to share. So it's very appropriate for me to start about talk me through, how did MWF come about?
Well, it was co-founded in 2014 by Jillian Hunn and Patricia Burke. And both of them have an extensive history in community service and had perceived the need to increase the support for vulnerable women and families in Melbourne, and also felt that the collective giving model was really quite suitable to do that. And they had also been inspired by a woman by the name of Colleen Willoughby, who had been brought out here by the Australian Women's Donor Network. And Colleen co-founded the Washington Women's Foundation over 20 years ago and is also deeply involved in Philanos, which is the US-based peak body for giving circles in the United States. And Colleen just managed to just convey so much care and love. And I don't think we were the only ones that started as a result of her influence. And Jillian and Pat took the ball in 2014 and just ran with it from there.
I love it. And, you know, having sort of become familiar with the MWF and all the incredible work and speaking to some of your grant winners, I mean, just what an amazing, life-changing and world-changing organisation. I just think it's really so incredible. So why was it so important for MWF to shine a spotlight and support vulnerable women's issues? You know, why was that sort of as the dedicated focus?
Well, providing a gender lens on societal issues overall is just a critical thing. I mean, women's issues have historically taken a second place, and a lot of our societal issues actually disproportionately hit women. I mean, we've seen that in COVID, in the pink recession, that when it comes to job losses, women have been disproportionately affected by that. And in homelessness, we're seeing an increase in, for example, the proportion of older women who are homelessness, affordable housing. All of that impacts women who, you know, for one reason or another, will find themselves in need without superannuation after committing their lives to raising children. And I mean, there's so many issues out there that disproportionately affect women. And so that gender lens is really, really quite important. And so Jillian and Pat really realized that. And we continue to really focus on those things and to stay as dynamic as possible about it. We will be really conscientious about attending webinars and learning about best practice in granting, and also added value to our members, such as providing events that inform them about the issues, so that when they actually give their money, they're giving with their heads in addition to their hearts.
I absolutely love that, because what you're really and you know, there are a couple of things from that. So certainly what I know of MWF is you are absolutely not afraid to tackle the completely gritty, not so nice, you know, really emotional, really you know, those issues that, and you shine a spotlight and you support those not-for-profits tackling those issues in the most incredible way. But on the flip side, with the people, with the supporters and your partners, you actually take take them on this incredible journey through that as well, through that collective giving process, which to me, you know, is just such a, you know, it's so much more than just I'm handing over some donation and it's going towards a grant and thank you very much. It's actually you're opening up their whole world, and it's so much more of that purpose, which actually leads me on to the next question, because what is MWF's vision for the future, particularly coming through COVID now and these sorts of things? Where are we taking it?
Our vision is really a future where vulnerable women and families in Melbourne thrive. And our approach for doing that is by enabling our members to be part of an informed, democratized giving where their power is amplified through the collective benefit they provide to vulnerable women and families in Melbourne. And the concept of democratized in the sense that we want to provide accessibility to philanthropy. Each of our members provides a $1,000 membership donation. For 18 to 30-year-olds, the next gen, that's $500. So hopefully those are accessible entry points, not for everybody, but certainly, you know, more than what we sort of envision philanthropists to be, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they get to be part of that hundreds of thousands of dollars, and part of the impact that hundreds of thousands of dollars make. So
it's really beautiful, because I mean, something that comes out and something that's very much said within the MWF is that the small contributions make an amplified impact. And that's really what it is. And I think, you know, coming from a you know, how I see that next gen, certainly that membership working with the existing one, is it becomes almost like an intergenerational, you know, with the females in families being able to go through this journey, and it teaches not so much you know, about collective giving and the impact that you can have. It's so accessible because, like you say, it's just opening up that region where traditionally, unless you came from a very wealthy family or you're part of the elite society, you don't tend to view yourself as a philanthropist.
No, not at all.
But we absolutely can be, can't we?
Yeah, we absolutely can be. And we also strive for democratization in the sense that every single member has a vote. So every single member, nobody has more influence than anybody else when it comes to casting their vote and determining where our money goes. So it's that democratization and it's that amplification that is really important, and that informed knowledge that we try to convey to our members. So continuing that and building that and bringing more people in and taking more people on that journey with us, whether it be individuals, whether it be organizations, is something that we really see in the future. And another example of that is a phenomenon that we call Spark Grants. And this is something that just started about 2 years ago, whereby a private ancillary fund, where and one of their representatives is a member, attended our awards night and said, you know, your interests align with our interests, and we'd really like to be able to use your research in determining who we want to give our money to. And as a result, they on their own started granting funding as a result of our due diligence. And that, for example, resulted in this past year in an extra $40,000 going to 2 organizations that were finalists, and one of them hadn't been a winner. So you know, we're trying to bring other people along with us.
And I love it. And I'll say this, you're not trying, you're not aspiring, you are doing it. You are absolutely doing it. And I love the fact of that democratization of collective.
Yeah, it's a tough word to say.
It's a tough word to say. But even I know with the next gen, they have the same amount of vote as the other members. So it's not like I say, well, because you're a next gen, you get half a vote. No, it's the same. And I completely love it. So if you would like to find out more about how you can become a supporter or partner of the Melbourne Women's Fund, or if you're a not-for-profit and you would like to find out how you you can become an MWF Grants winner, please head to melbournewomen'sfund.org. I'm Karen Finch from Legally Yours. Thank you so much, Christine, for joining me, and thank you to all out there watching. Thank you.